into an AIDS hospice. So far, the county commission says it can't open. The same fight took place a year ago right here in Atlanta. But despite the fight, the Haven House in Midtown opened its doors, the only AIDS hospice in the state.
And our Sue Yanello joins us live from the house. Sue, how did the neighbors respond?
Dean, at first they didn't want it. They fought it. In fact, they tried to sue the Haven House to get it not to open. But in the end, the Haven House did win and it did open. Now, it's a bit of a different story than the hospice in Clayton County. That one sits in a residential neighborhood. If you look down the street here at 14th Street, you can see the Haven House sits in more of a business district. However, the folks who run this home say the fight is all the same. And tonight they invited us inside their home to show the people out there how a hospice can work for the neighborhood and for the dying people who need it. Leroy needs help with his every move. He's dying of AIDS, and he says his best move was coming here to the Haven House.
I think it's one of the better places for people that with AIDS have to go where they can spend their last days.
We like that. Each fireplace is different in each of the rooms. They all have the hospital beds.
These two nurses opened the private hospice because they say there is no place for people like Leroy to die with dignity. 10 patients spend their final days here. Family and friends come to comfort them. Nurses are here at all times. Despite a cold shoulder from some neighbors, the owners open the doors and hope they've opened some minds.
They are not crazy people that are going to go out and attack your children. They are human beings that have a very devastating illness and that need a place to be.
But just like some in Clayton County, neighbors like Jim fought the house. He didn't want the traffic and still doesn't.
You know, if you see a hearse 3 times in an afternoon, it's not the best thing.
Paul didn't want AIDS patients walking his streets, but he doesn't mind the house now.
You don't see many of them out in they're sicker when they get here than, you know, they're not out that much.
One major objection from neighbors down in Clayton County was, could I get infected by the garbage at this hospice? Well, federal guidelines say when these people get rid of their contaminated syringes or medical supplies, they must get rid of it in a leak-proof container like this, which is then taken to a biomedical waste site and incinerated.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It can work, Leroy says. Neighborhoods just need to make it work.
This will be my home until Jesus comes. This will be my home here, because I'm not going anywhere.
Has only about 6 more months to live. The folks at Haven House say that his son had to put him in here because he just couldn't take care of him anymore. And the people who run Haven House say there is now a peaceful coexistence with them and the neighbors, and they hope the folks in Clayton County can learn from this story. Carmen and Dean.
Sue, the fight may be over in Midtown, but it still continues in Clayton.
That's right. The lawyers for the proposed hospice in Clayton County, they plan to file a lawsuit, Carmen, in federal court because they say the county is violating federal fair housing laws by discriminating against people with a handicap, in this case, people with AIDS. So the fight down there is not over.
All right, Sue. Thank you.